Well, sometimes it's overwhelming to me when I think about it, because to be raised here and have your family, stay close to the Lord, and then marry Christians, and it's just a blessing, a real blessing, because what more would I want? There's nothing more I'd want. Born in Cleveland, Utah, in my mom's home. About 8 years old when I started going to the prayer meeting and Alliance Bible study. We went to church in Hiawatha then. Then when we moved to Cleveland, then we started going to Price to church. And then I moved back when I was into Cleveland when I was about out of the 5th grade. Then when I came to Cleveland to school there, I accepted the Lord at this camp, the church camp. Became much a part of my life. My dad had a good job at the camp, and then he was a carpenter and worked for a lot of people. And my mother candled stuff and cooked, was a very good cook. And then I went to North Emory. I was the only one that wasn't Mormon in my whole high school, junior high, all the time. And the Mazells put a lot of time in the youth. They had their house open for us to have dinners and youth meetings and all. We were all pretty close. My mom and dad, with the Mazells, they planted a garden, and the Mazells would come and we'd put up the vegetables and all that. But I had a good friend named Elaine McChris, which was Paul's real. And we would read the Bible and pray together and went to church together here in Price. So it was really nice to have a Christian friend. And we had a good group, pretty good youth group, and liked to be together. We were very close as a church. And the Lamsons, we always went there on New Year's Eve. And my dad was such a joker that one time we got ready to go, and he had tied all of their coats together. At New Year's Eve, at that time, when we prayed the New Year in. It was a special time. And then I went with Bob, and he was part of Price Chapel too. We would go to the Swinburnes and have dinner. They'd come to our house and have dinner. They lived in Wellington, we lived in Hiawatha. And Bob and I would get the ball out and we'd play basketball. And we fell in love and got married at a pretty young age. We lived with my parents to finish school, and then he had got his master's degree in math, and so he taught the math in Emory High, and before he became the principal. Then we had Doug a year or so later, and those were hard times, very hard, financially, but it was good times. And one day I met the Constances on the street in Price, and she says, I have written a Bible study for small groups. I knew I needed to start a Bible study. So she wrote this Explorer's Bible Study for small groups, and I thought, I think I can do it. It scared me to death, but I started it. And that was in 1976. But the church was always a big part of our life, both of us. We came to church. They have special meetings. We'd pack the kids in the car and go every night to the special meetings. That used to be a big part of churches. When they opened the doors, we were there. But he was the one that they went to so much, People that had problems, they'd go to Bob. He was such a wise man, and such a part that a lot of people really clung to what he said. Just very wise to keep people together. And so when he was gone and things were starting to have problems, it was scary. But when he died, there was lines of people that came through and said how he had touched their lives. It was just amazing. He really had touched a lot of lives. So I'm really thankful for Price Chapel. I'm thankful for the pastors that were true to what they knew and kept the faith, and the people. It's just a good part of my life. It's just was a good, and it still is. I don't want to miss church. I want to be there every Sunday. And I got all these people that love me there. Who would ever want to give that up? And they show it to me, even though I'm 83.